In the world of breaking news, he's the one asking the hard questions. But this time, Peter Doocy became the headline himself. Behind the bright lights of Fox News and the chaos of the White House, a storm was brewing that no camera could capture. A shocking diagnosis, a family's quiet fight, and a love story tested in the most heartbreaking way. What really happened to Peter Doocy and his wife, Hillary Vaughn? The truth is far more emotional than any rumor you've heard. Stay with us, because this story will change how you see them forever. For months, the internet buzzed with speculation. Rumors claimed that Peter Doocy's wife, Hillary Vaughn, was gravely ill. Some said it was cancer. Others whispered of a secret diagnosis hidden from the public. Tweets, screenshots, and inside sources spread the same chilling story, that Peter was preparing to leave Fox News to care for his wife. Every week, new versions appeared, some even getting her name wrong, calling her Amanda or Helen. Faces and stories blurred as the truth disappeared beneath gossip. Fans noticed Hillary's absence from television. Peter seemed quieter, and because neither of them addressed the rumors, the silence became a storm. Was there tragedy behind that silence? Were they hiding something? People wanted answers, and when the truth finally came out, it left everyone speechless. Because yes, there was a heartbreaking diagnosis inside the Ducey family, but everyone had been looking at the wrong person. To understand how this story unfolded, we have to go back long before the rumors, long before the press conferences and politics. Peter Doocy wasn't just another reporter chasing headlines. He was born into them. His father, Steve Ducey, is a name millions of Americans wake up to every morning, the smiling face of Fox and Friends. For decades, Steve brought warmth and humor into households across the country. Peter grew up in that world of cameras, news cycles, and deadlines, but he never rode his father's success. He wanted to build his own name. After graduating from Villanova University in 2009, Peter joined Fox News the same year. He covered stories that shaped a generation. The Sandy Hook Elementary School tragedy, the Boston Marathon bombing, and the manhunt for escaped convicts in Dannemora, New York. Then came the interview that changed everything. An exclusive sit-down with Navy SEAL Robert O'Neill, the man who claimed to have fired the shot that killed Osama bin Laden. The interview became one of the most watched in Fox News history and sealed Peter's reputation as one of the network's rising stars. But Peter's defining moments weren't only about stories. They were about composure. At White House press briefings, his calm but direct questions to press secretaries Jen Psaki and Karine Jean-Pierre often went viral. Some saw confrontation, others saw professionalism, but everyone saw confidence. Then came that unforgettable moment in January 2022, when President Joe Biden was caught on a hot mic calling him a stupid son of a... The insult made global headlines. But Peter didn't react with anger or ego. Instead, he laughed it off. Hours later, the president personally called to apologize. Peter's reaction was simple grace. He told the world it wasn't personal, and that calmness became his signature. Yet, away from the cameras, Peter's life was far more human and tender than anyone realized. Behind the scenes, he had found something rare: love in the middle of Washington's chaos. He met Hillary Vaughn, a talented journalist at Fox Business, both driven, both ambitious, both chasing truth. They kept their relationship private for years, quietly building a life away from the noise. When their engagement was finally revealed in 2020, it shocked even their colleagues. The wedding came a year later, small, intimate, and heartfelt. Only 18 people attended the ceremony at Montage Palmetto Bluff in South Carolina, with Steve Ducey proudly standing as his son's best man. Hillary later shared a photo from the day with the caption, "Life with you takes the cake." For a moment, it seemed like the perfect love story. In 2022, Peter Doocy and Hillary Vaughn joyfully announced their first pregnancy on Fox and Friends, celebrating the arrival of their daughter, Bridget Blake Ducey, in February 2023. But soon after, rumors spread online when Hillary appeared less on air. Speculation about illness and family troubles filled social media, yet the truth was far different. The real battle belonged to Kathy Garrity Ducey, Peter's mother, who had been quietly fighting ocular melanoma, a rare eye cancer first discovered in 2015. While the world speculated, the Ducey family faced their struggle privately, proving compassion matters more than gossip. That winter, a massive snowstorm blanketed the East Coast, but Steve and Kathy drove through the blizzard to reach Wills Eye Hospital in Philadelphia, one of the best cancer centers in the country. Treatment began immediately: radiation therapy, long nights, and constant fear. But in those sleepless nights, Kathy did something extraordinary. She began writing down her family recipes, not for fame, but for love. She wanted to leave behind something meaningful for her children, in case the worst happened. Those handwritten notes became the inspiration for the Ducey family cookbook, which would later turn pain into purpose. After months of treatment, Kathy defied every odd. Her cancer went into remission. She didn't just survive, she transformed. Years later, during a Fox and Friends appearance, Steve and Kathy shared her story publicly for the first time. It wasn't about ratings, it was about hope. And that hope saved another life. Watching that broadcast was a pastor who recognized the same symptoms in his friend Vicky. She was preparing to have her eye removed, but after hearing Kathy's story, she chose radiation therapy instead. Months later, her tumor shrank, and she kept her sight. Steve Ducey later said, "Kathy's courage didn't just save her life, it saved someone else's." As the years passed, though, Kathy's story became twisted in the fog of online gossip. Articles blurred names and timelines until her illness was mistaken for Hillary Vaughn's. Somewhere between sympathy and speculation, the truth was lost. Meanwhile, another rumor took hold, that Peter Doocy was saying goodbye to Fox News. In reality, the farewell belonged to someone else. In May 2025, after more than 25 years on the air, Steve Ducey announced he was stepping down from his daily role on Fox and Friends. It wasn't retirement or scandal, it was love. He wanted to spend more time with his wife, the woman who had fought and survived the unthinkable. Steve and Kathy relocated to Florida, where he became a traveling co-host, reporting from across America. He said he simply wanted to have breakfast with his grandkids, something he'd missed for decades. Even former President Donald Trump recorded a video tribute congratulating him on his new role. But as usual, the internet mixed the stories. One Ducey stepping back became another Ducey leaving in heartbreak. The rumor was wrong again. In truth, Peter Doocy's career was thriving. In June 2024, he was promoted to senior White House correspondent and soon after named co-host of a new show, The Sunday Briefing, alongside Jackie Heinrich. He wasn't leaving Fox News. He was rising higher than ever. While the world spun false headlines, the Ducey family quietly kept writing their own. On April 16, 2025, their wedding anniversary, Peter and Hillary welcomed their second child, George Jack Ducey. In classic Hillary Vaughn fashion, she worked right up until the moment of delivery, reporting live from Capitol Hill on tax day. Hours later, she was holding her newborn son. Laughing afterward, she said, "Maybe he just got tired of hearing me talk about taxes." That's Hillary Vaughn. Strong, witty, unstoppable. The woman the internet once claimed was too sick to stand was, in reality, standing taller than ever. Today, Peter, Hillary, and their two children live in Fairfax, Virginia, just 40 minutes from the White House, but a world away from the noise of online rumors. Their home isn't just a house, it's a symbol of everything they've built together: love, strength, and quiet faith. Kathy, now cancer-free for more than 5 years, donates a portion of her cookbook earnings to eye cancer research, helping others fight the same battle she once faced. Steve, after decades in the spotlight, finally wakes up to the simple joy of family breakfasts. And Peter, balancing the pressure of political journalism with fatherhood, continues to embody the grace and calm that made him one of Fox News' most respected voices. If this story moved you, don't just scroll past, hit that like button, share it with someone who believes in love, and subscribe for more real stories behind the headlines. The world sees the news, but here we see the people. Because every rumor hides a truth, and every truth has a heart. Stay with us for more stories that remind us Beyond the fame, beyond the noise, it's the heart that always matters most. Thanks for watching.